Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and we're going to take a look at Sony's new a6000. This is their mirrorless camera line, and this actually replaces the NEX 5 and 6 line, and they're basically just going to the alpha name for everything. This is a mirrorless camera, it's an APS-C sensor. You can see this is the actual size, and it's 24.3 megapixels. It's fast hybrid autofocus. In fact, they claim this is the fastest autofocus you can buy, and it shoots at 11 frames per second, and you can see there's some other things too. So I've used this a little bit. I actually just got it today, and I thought I'd show you what's in the box and kind of do an overview. Now I'm filming this right now with an NEX 5R, which has been a great camera for me for a couple of years. And you can see here, I took this off the camera, but this is what you get in the top. A little guide. It has NFC and warranty information, and these are instructions in multiple languages. You can see there's quite a bit here. And then you have a guide, and this is all the accessories and shows you all the different lenses and things like that. Now inside we've got the camera, the body and the lens come together like this. You can get this with or without a lens, so it's really up to you how you want to order it. You've got a strap here. You have a USB to wall adapter, which is nice. They don't give you an external battery charger, so you've just got this one, and it's got USB on the bottom. And then you've got USB to micro USB, so it's nice. You can carry one cable around and charge your camera. And then for the lens, the viewfinder, you've got a little piece to make it stick out a little more for your eye, and then you've got the battery. And this is great. This is the same size battery that's in all the NEX cameras. It's the NP-FW50. It's really nice to be able to use the same battery over and over and over. If we set all of that aside, you can see we have the camera here. We'll take this out, and this is the camera. Now, like I said, you can get it with or without the lens. The camera with the lens is about $800. It's not an inexpensive camera, and it's to replace the NEX 6 lineup for the most part. You can see it has NFC and Wi-Fi, and on the top we've got some camera dials here. So you have your typical different modes, and it's nice to be able to just quickly go to video, panorama, scene selection, a couple different autofocus things they have. They're pretty nice there. One thing I didn't know until more recently, really, is that this camera does not have a touchscreen. Unlike the NEX 5 and NEX 6, it doesn't have a touchscreen for some reason, and they've replaced the menus with the A7 style menus. So this does still tip up like this, and you can tip it this way, so if you want to shoot down, and it actually works pretty well in sunlight, but you do need to turn the brightness up actually. You can see there's smudges on it as I was trying to tap it. The camera's pretty tiny, and this one does have a flash built in, unlike the NEX 5R. You just hit this button and you've got this little flash, and it feels pretty flimsy, but you could hold it back and take a picture or whatever you want to do, bounce the light a little bit, and I suspect you're probably not going to use that too much. You've got your on-off switch, and here you have a couple different buttons you can assign different functions to. So you've got C1 and you've got C2 down here, and then you have a dial here as well. So you've got your dials, you've got your flash button, menu, and all of the rest, your little control here. Now this viewfinder does work pretty well. It is a downgrade from the NEX 6 as far as the pixels in it, but it looks pretty good inside, and for the type of shooting I do, I use mostly video. You're probably not going to use this, but for some people that may make a difference. Now this is an APS-C size sensor that's behind here, and you can actually see it if you take the lens off, and you've got it here. And this particular lens, these are E-mount lenses, this particular lens is an E3.5 to 5.6, 16 to 50, and it's power zoom. So you've got this little slider, or you can turn this, and I'll show you that in a moment. On this side, we have a little flap here with HDMI out and a multi-connector / USB, which is nice to have. And you can actually control this camera with USB, and you can actually view the output as well, so you can record that way through HDMI. On this side, we have the little NFC tag, so if you're using the Sony Play Mobile app, it's really nice to be able to just tap your phone on it if you have an Android NFC phone. You've got a little record button here on the side, and that's pretty much it, your little shutter button. So let's turn it on. Actually, let's put the battery in. So you open it up, there's your memory card slot, and here's where your battery goes. It locks in just like that. Now let me zoom in and we'll take a closer look. We'll turn the camera on. We've got that little switch there. And this is the kit lens, so you can get a different lens with it if you want. And there are quite a few lenses, about 15 available, but you can see this is actually, it actually works pretty well as far as the zoom lens goes. It doesn't come with a lens hood, this particular lens, but the zoom is not mechanically connected to this lens piece. So it turns and you can kind of hear and feel the motor. The motor's pretty quiet though, and it seems to work okay. And on the back here, we've got our typical Sony menu. You can see it's flashing no card. If I switch the mode, you can see here's all our different modes. We have shutter priority and manual exposure and memory recall and movie, sweep panorama, scene selection, intelligent auto, superior auto, program auto, aperture priority, and back around again. If we go into the menu here on the top, we have 7 layers of just this menu. So if you look at the top here, you've got this menu, and then there's 7 layers, 1 through 7. Then we've got the next menu. So we can scroll down. We can go to the right and keep going. We can go back up to the top, go over, and keep going over. And you can see there's 6 sub menus here. Wi-Fi, all sorts of different things going on. And it's pretty impressive as far as the feature set. Let's go back over to here. And here you can see, at least what's important to me, are the different recording modes. So recording settings, you've got 60i, 60p, 24p, and different recording. So you've got 28 megs per second, and it's pretty nice. That's what I use. It reduces the flicker going on iPads and things like that. So if you want to use one and not get that rolling effect, rather, you want to use that setting. It really helps. You've got single shooting. You've got the continuous shooting. That's where you've got really fast pictures. It works pretty quickly, but I have no card in here, but you get the idea. And these are quick menu settings too. We can get to those settings quicker by setting some of these up that way as well. I'm not going to go into too many details, but I did want to show you that this is what I'm using. I could go through every single menu piece, but for the most part, if you're familiar with this camera, you'll probably have been looking at the specs and what it can do. But if there is something specific you'd like to see that maybe you're wondering about, I just got this, so I'll be using it, and I'll be using it to record some video. I do tend to lean towards these mirrorless cameras. I thought of going even more expensive like the A7S that's coming out soon, but I really don't think I need it right now as far as this channel is concerned, since YouTube compresses it, and 4K, a lot of people can't even see 4K. I don't have a 4K monitor, and my iPhone, none of the smartphones, anything we have is 4K. So I think that's a little ways off, and when it's time to use one and record in 4K, I'll do that. I did that with a little video of the Galaxy Note 3 and the Samsung Galaxy S5. But again, we can't really see them unless you've got a true 4K monitor. So kind of defeats the purpose at that point, or at least for now, and maybe for the next year or two, or we'll see where that goes. But let me know if you have any questions about this camera. I thought I'd just get it to try and record. I'm not a huge camera person. Obviously, if you watch this channel, I do use Sony cameras. I have a Canon camera and a Panasonic camera. And if I don't like this, maybe I'll get something different. But I thought I'd try this one out since it's got a compatible lens with what I already use. And I've had some pretty good luck with the Sony camera. So let me know what you think in the comments below. If you have any questions, let me know what you think or what you'd like to see as well, and I'll try and either answer those or record another video for you. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.